Hello everyone, this is Folklore Awaken. This is a new channel, and this is a channel about different folklores and just different folklores from all over the world. So tonight, this first episode will be about the Irish vampire, or better known as Abhartach. I'm not sure how to say it, but be going over their story. Let's get right into it. It all begins with an Irish historian by the name of Patrick Weston Joyce. Joyce was born in Oregon, in the mighty Ballihora Mountains, which straddle the border of Limerick and Cork. One of the many books penned by Joyce was published in 1869 and was titled The Origin and History of Irish Names of Places. It was inside the pages of book that the world was first introduced to the Irish vampire. The first legend, the evil dwarf from Derry. In the book, Joyce tells of a parish in Derry called Slot-of-Verty that should really be called La Taverty. It's in this parish that there stands a monument of the Irish vampire Abhartach. In the book, Joyce states that Abhartach is another word for dwarf. There is a place in the parish of Irgal in Derry called Slot-of-Verty, but it ought to have been called La Taverty, the lat sepulchral monument of the Abhartach or dwarf. He explains the dwarf was a cruel creature and that it possessed a powerful type of magic. Those who were terrorized by the Abhartach soon had their prayers answered. The battle began. A local chieftain, some believe that this was the legendary Vion Mac Cumhale, killed the Abhartach and buried him upward nearby. The locals thought their luck has changed. However, the very next day the dwarf was back, and he was twice as evil that he had been. Their chieftain returned and killed the Abhartach for the second time and proceeded to bury him the same as before. Seriously, this was the end. Alas, the dwarf escaped his grave, spread his terror across the whole of Ireland, killing the Abhartach for good. The chieftain was baffled. He had slain the Abhartach twice now, and managed to return to Iceland again and again. Deciding that he couldn't risk the dwarf returning a third time, he consulted a local druid. The druid advised that he slay Abhartach again, but this time, when it comes to burying it, he must bury the creature upside down. The druid believed that this should quench the dwarf's magic. This worked, and the Abhartach never returned. Legend 2. The Modern Day Vampire. There's another version of the legends that much more closely linked to modern day vampire. In this version of the tale, the Abhartach is killed and buried. However, when it escapes its grave, it does so to find fresh blood to drink. In this version, the chieftain goes by the name of Cathane, and he consults a Christian saint instead of a druid. The story goes that the saint told Cathane that the only way to kill the vampire was to find a sword made from yew wood. The saint advised Cathane that once the Abhartach was killed, he would need to bury him upside down, and that he would need to find a great sword to lock it in for good. Cathane is said to have killed the Abhartach with ease. After burying it nearby, he then had to lift the great stone and place it over the newly dug grave. Okay, legend 3. Demanding a bowl of blood. The final legend is that was told to many by a man named Bob Curran. Curran was a lecturer in Celtic history and folklore at the University of Ulster. According to the Quran, the real Castle Dracula can be found between the town of Abhartach and Dungiven, where a small hill now stands. He says that it was there that the fortress of a 5th or 6th century chieftain was magically powered with magical powers called the Abhartach once resides. Current story goes that the Abhartach was a great tyrant and that the people living near him wanted him gone. They were scared of his magical powers, so they coaxed another chieftain to kill him. The chieftain succeeding in killing and burying the Abhartach, but he escaped his grave and demanded a bowl of blood for the local villagers. He was killed for the second time, but he returned again. It wasn't until the chieftain was advised by a druid to use a sword made from wood, that the Abhartach was finally conquered. Legend 4. The legend of Diarg Du is another that you'll hear told by certain people in Ireland. The ancient tale revolves around a young woman from Waterford who is married again to a cruel chieftain. He neglects her, and she's left to die a lonely death. Soon after, she rises from her grave as a walking dead and goes on a quest for revenge. This is intensified when she gets a taste for blood, and I will do another video on that pretty soon. Probably the next video I'll probably do on that, to deep dive more into that. Bram Stoker's Dracula. The celebrated author Abraham Bram Stoker was born in Clontarf in North Dublin in 1847. He is best known for his novel Dracula that was published in 1897. It was in this book that the world was first introduced to Count Dracula, the original vampire. In a nutshell, Dracula tells the story of the vampire's quest to move from Transylvania in Romania to England. Why did he want to move? To find new blood to drink and to spread the undead cure? Of course. Now, although Bram Stoker was from Iceland, it's believed that he drew the inspiration from the book from elsewhere. It's believed that much of the inspiration from the novel was spurred on from a visit Stoker made to the English coastal town of Whitby in 1890. However, many believe that Bram Stoker's Dracula drew inspiration from many of the tales of the undead that can be found in Irish folklore. Other historians believe that Dracula is inspired by Vlad the Impaler. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. That was a little bit of some Irish folklore for you. I will be doing, my next video will be going over more in depth the Dorg Du. I hope you guys enjoyed this channel. It will be about a whole bunch of folklores. I plan on posting every Tuesday, so you guys can be on the lookout. I love you guys. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.